Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. That you and your family are doing well. And I want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel. All right, y'all, I want to come on really quickly. First of all, happy Saturday. I hope that you and your family are doing well. Again, thank you all so much for supporting Andrea Speaks TV. I really appreciate you all. And thank you so much for trusting me to bring you news and commentary you can use. So welcome. I want to bring you a story, one that we need to know about, especially if you're like me, located in the southeastern part of the United States. Governor Ron DeSantis, Governor Ron DeSantis out of Florida has declared a state of emergency, state of emergency for the great state of Florida, Um, so this information that I want to share with you comes from CNN. Please make sure that you share this video with your family member, loved ones, if you have family in Florida, anyone that you know, love, and care about. If you're located in the state of Florida or, bordering states, make sure that you watch this video. Not only do I want you to watch the video, excuse me, subscribe to the channel. Oh, my coffee going. Y'all thought I still had some more coffee. I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit all notifications. That way, whenever I do go live or I upload new content, you'll be informed. Okay. All right. So according to CNN, Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency for Florida. Hello to everyone who is tuning in now live, or if you're watching the replay. Thank you again for your support. All right, let's talk about Tropical Storm Ian. Many people, including myself, we have our eyes on what has been named Tropical Storm Ian. The article also says Tropical Storm Ian strengthens in the Caribbean and tracks toward Florida. So later on, I'll update the thumbnail to the video. I can't do it right now because I am live, but I will update the thumbnail to the video, the first picture that you see, and I'll show you the trajectory of this tropical storm. All right, now, according to CNN, all right, hello to everyone watching. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your Saturday to tune in right here on the channel. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to leave a comment, just go ahead and do so. All right, y'all, the ninth named tropical storm of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, this is according to CNN, has formed across the central Caribbean Sea and is forecast, the article says, to turn. Can you all see me clearly? The sun is shining. Nothing wrong with sunlight, but I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that you all can see me clearly. All right. Again, let me start over, y'all. The ninth named tropical storm of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season has formed across the central Caribbean Sea and is forecast to turn into a hurricane before hitting Florida next week. The article says if it does, it will be the first major hurricane to impact the state since 2018. Y'all following me along with me here? All right, Tropical Storm Ian. Let's talk about Tropical Storm Ian. Was located, the article says, about 270 miles southeast of Kingston, Jamaica, as of 2 p.m. Saturday, okay, and moving west at 16 miles per hour, according to the National Hurricane Center. Okay, here's a quote by the National Hurricane Center, who says significant strengthening is forecast during the next few days. So, based on what they're saying, y'all, it sounds like based on the forecast, they're anticipating that this tropical storm is going to strengthen. Okay, you all make sure you, for those who are not watching live, or if you're watching the replay, please make sure you like this video, share this video, and if you have not already, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Okay, now the article continues by saying the forecast shows Ian, and I quote, as a major hurricane over the eastern Gulf when it is approaching the west coast of Florida. After briefly passing over Cuba at or near major hurricane strength, the center said Friday, much of the Gulf Coast of Florida, including the eastern panhandle, could be at risk. Okay, so if you're located in that area, or near that area, or you have family members, friends, please share this video with them. Check the Weather Channel, your local news, find out what's going on so that you can be prepared to take whatever steps necessary to survive. Okay, survive and protect and provide for your family in the process. Okay, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, on Saturday, which is today, expanded an emergency order from 24 counties to include the whole state, citing, and I quote, foregoing conditions which are projected to constitute a major disaster. So think about that, y'all. Earlier this morning, I was in Walmart, and in my state of Georgia, of course, we border Florida, right? And I'm several hours away from Florida, but however, I noticed when I was in the store today, when I was in Walmart earlier this morning, I noticed that the shelves were well stocked. Check out my video where I was live from Walmart talking about food shortages. But I showed you all the stores were well stocked. There was plenty of bread. I mean, there were very few shelves that were bare. And for the most part, everything was stocked up to the point where I was like, wow, like, is something coming? Like, it's almost as if they know something's coming. And they're like, well, hey, let's just go ahead and put all this stuff out there. Packs and packs of water. I showed you all that. And so, when I realized, I've heard talks this week that, storms were brewing, in different parts of the, in different oceans, gulfs, things like that. And so now when I'm putting two and two together, I said, wow, is all of this, what I'm seeing, all the stores being well stocked, is this in anticipation for this hurricane? Because we are I am in a state that borders Florida. I wonder if that's the reason. Okay, but let me keep going, y'all. All right, so Governor DeSantis, the governor from the state of Florida, originally, the article said on Saturday he expanded an emergency order. So it was originally only for 24 counties, but now he has included it. He has expanded the the emergency order. Governor Ron DeSantis out of Florida has expanded the emergency order from 24 counties, and now he's including the entire state of Florida. Okay. All right. I'm sorry about the sunlight, y'all. I hope that you can see me. You all let me know, can you hear me and see me clearly? Okay. And the reason he did that, the article says, is he cited, and I quote, foregoing conditions which are projected to constitute a major disaster. Okay. The Florida Division of Emergency Management, working together with the National Hurricane Center to evaluate weather predictions. Excuse me, y'all. Still dealing with sinus issues. Okay. Now, the article says the Florida Division of Emergency Management, working together with the National Hurricane Center to evaluate weather predictions, has determined there is a continuing risk of dangerous storm surge. Okay. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you so much for your support. Okay. Let me read that again. I apologize for sneezing, y'all, but I'm getting over a sinus issue. Okay. The weather is also changing. Beginning of the morning is cool, then it warms up, then it gets cool again. It's just a lot. It's too much, okay? Y'all bear with me. Now, again, let me read y'all. The Florida Division of Emergency Management, working together with the National Hurricane Center to evaluate weather predictions, has determined there is a continuing risk of dangerous storm surge, okay? Thank you all for those who are just now joining me live. I'm here with a message, okay, with a warning and alert to let you all know, okay? If you're in Florida, if you're in a state bordering Florida, I told you all I'm in the state of Georgia. I'm paying attention to this, okay? Because we're not too far away from Florida, okay? I could get to Florida within a day's time. As a matter of fact, I was just recently, last weekend, I was just recently in Florida. And I got there and back all in the same day, okay? So, hey, I pray that, all of us are protected. The people in the great state of Florida. But, I am paying attention to this because this could potentially affect us here in Georgia as well. Okay, so if you live in Florida, someone that you love, care about, lives in the state of Florida or bordering Florida, please share this video with them. Let them know that, hey, did you know the entire state of Florida is under a state of emergency? All right. So let me keep reading, y'all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, okay? I hope you all and your families are doing well. Listen, y'all, the Florida Division of Emergency Management, working together with the National Hurricane Center to evaluate weather predictions, has determined there is a continuing risk of dangerous storm surge, heavy rainfall. Listen to this, y'all. This is what they're anticipating. A continuing risk of dangerous storm surge, heavy rainfall, flash flooding, strong winds, hazardous seas, and isolated tornadic activity for Florida's Pensacola. I'm sorry, why I said Florida, Pensacola. Pensacola is a city in Florida, okay? Shout out to anyone in Pensacola, but I misread that. Let me start over, y'all. Okay. The Florida Division of Emergency Management, working together with the National Hurricane Center to evaluate weather predictions, has determined there is a continuing risk of dangerous storm surge, heavy rainfall, flash flooding, strong winds, hazardous seas, and isolated tornadic activity for Florida's peninsula. Okay, I said Pensacola earlier. I meant to say peninsula. And portions of the Florida Big Bend, North Florida, and Northeast Florida, the order states. Okay. Also, it says tropical storm force winds could begin to affect Southwest Florida early Tuesday, with landfall possible on Wednesday or Thursday. After strengthening overnight, the storm, earlier known as Tropical Depression 9, has maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour and is forecast to reach hurricane status within the next 2 days as it approaches the Cayman Islands by early Monday. Further strengthening, the article says, is anticipated as the system approaches and crosses western Cuba by Monday morning. So, y'all, it seems like this thing is, moving. It's Saturday, tomorrow Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It seems like they anticipate, Monday, between Monday and Tuesday, based on what I read, it seems like they're anticipating that, this tropical storm could very well develop, maybe even into a hurricane. And, things could take a turn. What are your thoughts on the information that I'm presenting? You all let me know. Is anyone watching? Anyone watching from Florida? You all let me know, okay? Ian, the article says, is likely to be near major hurricane intensity when it approaches western Cuba. The Hurricane Center says, since Ian is not expected to remain over Cuba long, little weakening is expected due to that land interaction, okay? The article also goes on to say if it strengthens to a Category 3, y'all, or higher before reaching Florida, it could be the first major hurricane to make landfall there since Hurricane Michael in 2018, okay? I do remember Hurricane Michael. Okay, let's see. We had a comment in the chat. I am in Michigan, but have family in Orlando. Okay, hi, Holly West. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel. I do have family in Orlando as well. So please, 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 I'm praying for your family as well as everyone in the Florida and surrounding area. that they are protected, that no hurt, harm, or danger or calamity come their way. Please let them know. That maybe they already know this by now, but please, Holly, let them know what's coming so that they can make plans to prepare and get the things that they need while they can. Okay, welcome to the channel, Holly. Listen, if any of you all are watching and you just happen to find my channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe, join our community here, and stay connected with me as I upload new content every week. And I want to say thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Okay. All right, y'all. Hurricane Michael. I don't know if you all remember Hurricane Michael from 2018. It had a very devastating effect on Florida, even parts of Georgia. But listen, y'all, let me read this again. If it strengthens to a Category 3 or higher before reaching Florida, it would be the first major hurricane to make landfall there since Hurricane Michael in 2018, which was a monster Category 5 storm when it collided with the Florida Panhandle. Holly, how is the weather in Michigan? Let me know what the weather is like in Michigan where you are. Where I am in Georgia, we know it's fall now. The mornings are cooler. The nights are definitely getting cooler. Let me know how the weather is in Michigan and where the weather is in your area for everyone who is watching now live. Okay. All right, y'all. Hurricane Michael in 2018, the article says, also underwent rapid intensification before it made landfall, a phenomenon which has been made more likely as ocean temperatures warm due to the climate crisis. Now, y'all, it seemed like, let me know if you see or hear the same thing, right? Why does it seem like every time now where there's some type of weather event, natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, something going on with the weather, right? Why do they always attribute the climate crisis to what's going on? What are your thoughts on that? And I hate to ask this, but is the climate crisis, is that even a real thing? You know, all of these years, I'm gonna take off my seatbelt, y'all, because I'm not actually driving. I'm parked while I'm talking to y'all, okay? That way I can, be a little more free. But let's get real, y'all. Is this climate crisis really a real thing? Think about how many thousands of years that, the earth has been here, right? Thousands or millions. I don't know, okay? Maybe you can let me know. How long has the earth been around, y'all? And when I think about the natural cycle, just think about the natural cycle of, of everything in the earth, right? Why all of a sudden now is there such a focus and a push to save the planet? We gotta we gotta reduce, what is it, carbon emissions, something like that. Y'all let me know your thoughts on this. So every time something happens, right? Hurricanes have always happened, from my understanding. Tornadoes, these are natural weather events that occur, right? They've always occurred, from my understanding now. Well, all of a sudden now, are they blaming the same things that have always happened? Why all of a sudden is climate change? Oh, it's because of climate change, the climate crisis. Why is that? Y'all let me know your thoughts on that. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, again, I'm reading from CNN. Thank you all so much. Make sure you like this video. Please share this video with your family members, friends, loved ones, those you know who live in the great state of Florida or surrounding areas. The article says a hurricane warning was issued for Grand Cayman, and a tropical storm watch is in effect for Little Cayman and Cayman Brac in the Cayman Islands and for Jamaica. Okay, so if I have any international viewers in those areas, again, know that this is, what they're anticipating. And, please, my thoughts and prayers are with you all as well. Please make sure that you prepare, get what you need, make a plan. If you have to, if they say, hey, you need to evacuate, have a plan. Governor Ron DeSantis on Friday requested federal emergency assistance in anticipation of the threat when he declared the state of emergency for 24 counties. Okay, so it sounds like that he's being proactive in, getting things lined up to where if something, on a whatever scale, small scale, large scale, were to happen, that the resources would be available to help those who were in need. Okay, so to me that sounds like a good thing. um Under the state level emergency order, the article says members of the Florida National Guard will be activated and on standby awaiting orders. Okay, the governor urged those in the potential in the governor urged those in the potential path of the storm to prepare. That's what I just said that, y'all. I just said that. Here's a quote by Governor DeSantis, who said this storm has the potential to strengthen into a major hurricane, and we encourage all Floridians to make their preparations. DeSantis said in a news release, we are coordinating with all state and local government partners to track potential impacts of this storm. Okay. Now, the article also says forecasters urge for residents to prepare. It has been a slow start to what was forecast to be an above average hurricane season. Only one storm has made landfall in a U.S. territory, and no hurricane, the article says, has made landfall or threatened the contiguous states. Okay, now a week past the peak of hurricane season, the article says, the tropics seem to have woken up, and forecasters are concerned people have let down their guard. Okay, listen to that, y'all. Now a week past the peak of hurricane season, the tropics seem to have woken up, and forecasters are concerned people have let down their guard. Haven't we talked about that on the channel, y'all? How, there are some people that, all the signs are there. Those of us who do our research, those of us who do our research and we share information, and we try to, share this information. I try to share this information with the hopes to help as many people as possible. But then you have people who are either in denial, they refuse to do anything. How can we help people like that if they are, they have all of the signs, but they're like, you know what? Okay, well, if something happens, I'll just be able to go to the store, get what I need. But just like I said in one of my most recent videos, do you really want to be in a situation where food is scarce? All it takes, I said this morning, all it takes is just one natural disaster. It could be on a local level, on a national, global scale. All it takes is just one thing, right? One disaster, one natural disaster, one man-made disaster to cause people to panic and run out and, buy things in the stores. And do you really want to be one of the ones in the store trying to get things that for whatever reason you didn't buy earlier? Do you want to be caught up when there's chaos and people fighting over food? I don't think that has really hit a lot of people's minds. What do you all think about that? I really don't think people are thinking about that at all. I wouldn't want to be caught up in that situation. You all let me know your thoughts on that, okay? And then the article goes on to talk about the hurricane season. Let's see. Okay, here's a quote by Phil Klotzbeck, who is a research scientist at Colorado State University, who tweeted, after a slow start, the Atlantic hurricane season has ratcheted up quickly. Okay. Maria Torres, Hurricane Center spokesperson, told CNN this. She said people tend to lower their guards and think, oh yeah, we're out of the woods. Okay. But in reality, she says the season continues. We are still in September. Y'all. And she says we still have October to go. Anything that forms over either the Atlantic or the Caribbean is something that we need to keep monitoring very closely. Okay. The article also says the Atlantic hurricane season ends November 30th. And no matter what, the article concludes by saying this: no matter what, if you live in the Caribbean, Florida, and other states along the Gulf Coast, that's me, pay attention to the updated forecast this weekend into early next week. Okay, so that's what I would like for you and I both to do. Again, y'all, make sure you share this video with your family members and friends. If you are in the state of Florida or a bordering state or in the Caribbean, again, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Please make sure that you keep a listen out for your local news, radio, you know, your local news station, your local radio station. Follow this story. It's very important. I want you to be safe. I want you to survive. Okay. I want you to survive. I want you to be safe. And I want you to make a plan. If you don't already have one, I want you to make a plan to protect yourself, your family. In the event if you know, have to evacuate, you will have a plan. Okay. I'll try to drop a link. I know I did this in a previous video when I was talking about hurricane seasons. I think I talked about this last year, but I'll go back a little bit later maybe, and I'll share a link to a it's like a hurricane preparedness checklist. Okay, you may find that to be beneficial. Some things that maybe you want to think about: emergency food supply, survival needs. Okay, think about if your power were to go out. You all know in situations where there are storms, one of the first things we lose is what? Power. Do you have an emergency power source? Do you have backup power? Solar, for example, solar generator, or if you have a gas generator. Okay, please be careful with gas generators. Please do your research on those. You know, do you have non-perishable food? Okay, do you have water? I don't think I can stress, I can't talk about the fact that we need to have water in our emergency food supply. I'm never not gonna mention that. Do you have water? Okay, it's important to have access to clean drinking water. Okay, if you are, now I haven't talked about this as much, okay, but I want to say this: if you are someone who for whatever reason you take medication, do you have enough medicine to where if you couldn't go out for a week or whatever time period, you have what you need at home? If you are someone who you have to use medical equipment, CPAP machines, or some type of medical equipment that requires electricity, okay, in the event of a power outage, how are you going to power, or how are you going to use your medical equipment if there is no electricity? Am I sharing some information, y'all, that gets you thinking, that you say, wow, Andrew, you really sharing some good information here? You all let me know in the comments. These are things that we need, all of us need to think about, right? If you have small children who, you know, they take breast milk or formula, do you have enough stored up? Okay, do you have a way to keep these items cool or to heat them up, whatever you need to do in the event of a power outage? These are things that we need to think about. Do you have a first aid kit? Do you have an emergency kit, right? To where if you need medicines or some type of first aid, okay? We know that in situations where there are disasters, okay, a lot of times, you know, the medical professionals, they may be stretched thin and they have to get to the most, the most life-threatening situations first, right? So what I'm saying is you may have to be your own, you may have to give yourself your medical treatment at home, or to, you know, a family member or neighbor if they can't come out in a timely manner. These are things, these are real things going on, y'all, that we need to think about and prepare for. You all list some, if you have some advice, some tips, something I haven't mentioned, you know, leave it in the comments so that we can all say, hey, you know what, that's a good idea. Something else, I'm just trying to think of some things off the top of my head. Again, make sure you have water. Okay, make sure you have water in your emergency supply. If you're do you have a way to power, for example, your cell phone, electronics, if you would need to use those? That's where, you know, having solar generators, things like that comes in handy. What else, y'all help me think of some things as I name them. Y'all help me think of some things. Can anyone post what are some things we need to do, that we all need to do to prepare for disasters? Do you have extra batteries? Do you have a lighting source? Okay, do you have now there are different things you can use. You can use a battery powered lamp. They even make light bulbs that have a USB that you can plug into a USB port, right? Do you have a lighting source? You know, whether you use candles, please be careful with candles. We know that is a, you know, a fire, and you definitely don't want to go to sleep with a candle burning. But do you have lighting sources? Okay. Do you have a way to cook food in the event that a power outage is out? What are some things that you all would suggest and recommend? I would like to hear from you all. You all let me know, what are some things that you all would suggest and recommend to prepare in the event of a some type of natural disaster such as a hurricane. Do you have emergency phone numbers written down? What if the electrical grid goes out or the cell phone towers go out? Do you have contacts written down? If you are not able to use your cell phone and there was some kind of way you could still use a landline, I don't know how these things work, but do you have written down, printed out? Do you have a list of emergency contacts? Okay. What if you, for some, cell phones are very convenient, and sometimes you can have someone's, you all let me know if you're like this, but you can have someone's phone number in your phone, but you don't have it memorized because it's so convenient and easy to just look up the person's name and press send, right? Or press dial, not send, that's like a text message, but press dial. Okay, do you have a way to contact them in the event that you can't call them on your cell phone, but maybe you could use like a landline or something like that? Important documents. What are some other things? You all let me know. Batteries. I mentioned batteries. What are some other ways that we can be prepared? Anyone would like to share ways that we can be prepared? What are some things that I may have left off by mistake? Would anyone like to share, for those of y'all who are watching now live? Would anyone like to share? All right, so I found another article. This is from Fox 13. And the article says, just like I just said, on Saturday, which is today, Governor Ron DeSantis declared a state of emergency for the entire state of Florida ahead of Tropical Storm Ian. The declaration would make important resources available, as well as support and funding sources for emergency protective measures. According to state officials, the National Guard will also be activated and on standby awaiting orders, the governor said. Governor DeSantis has also requested a federal pre-landfall emergency declaration for potential impacts from the storm. Okay, here's a quote. The storm has the potential to strengthen into a major hurricane, and we encourage all Floridians to make their preparations, Governor DeSantis said. We are coordinating with all state and local government partners to track potential impacts of this storm. Okay, Tropical Storm Ian, the article says, has the potential to strengthen into a major hurricane in the next few days, and Florida residents are urged to begin preparing emergency kits. Listen, let me say this again, y'all. I don't want to just run past this because this is important. Tropical Storm Ian has the potential to strengthen into a major hurricane in the next few days, and Florida residents are urged to begin preparing emergency kits for them and their families, as well as stocking food. Oh my goodness, y'all. These are things we've been talking about on the channel. Florida residents. Okay, Florida residents. Any Florida residents in the house? Florida residents are urged to begin preparing emergency kits for them and their families, as well as stocking food, water, and medicine. Did I not just say these things, y'all? Did I not just say these things? Officials, the article concludes by saying that officials are continuing to track the storm as it continues to evolve. The following Florida counties are currently under the state of emergency, and we now know that this has been expanded to include the entire state of Florida. So y'all, again, my thoughts and prayers are with those who are in the state of Florida, surrounding states. Please share this video with your family members and friends. I hope that I've said some things that get you to thinking about your own plan. Certainly, we're living in times now, y'all, where we all need to prepare, where we all need to prepare and have a plan to protect ourselves and our families, so that, no matter what comes our way, We'll have the things that we need to, we'll have the things that we need to survive um, and sustain through the times that we're living in. So does anyone have any questions before I end the live video? Anyone have any questions? I know Holly, Holly, I don't know if you're still watching, but thank you so much for leaving your comment earlier. Again, I pray that your family in Orlando, that they're protected, and that they will be able to get all the things that they need. Okay, anybody have any questions before we hop off the live? Where are you all watching from? I'm just curious to know where you all, what state are you all in? I told you all I'm in Georgia. What state are you all watching from? Anyone have any questions? I'll give you all some time to. There are several of you all who are watching now live, and I'll give you some time to maybe type your question before I end the live broadcast. Okay. All right, so you all let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'll try to look up some information for you. But again, y'all, we got to get prepared. We don't want to wait until there's a threat right around the corner. We want to be prepared as soon as possible. I've shared this before. You all know I have a site which is preparewithandrea.com. You can go on there. You can get your emergency food supply. There are several food kits, and as well as survival needs. Okay, the things that and I'm sharing these resources with you because I actually order these products for myself and my family, and so I just want to share them with you as well. If you choose to, look there and see something you like and place an order. Okay. I am an affiliate of the company, My Patriot Supply. So, I may receive, a monetary, I may receive monetary proceeds if you were to place an order. Okay. I do have some emergency items coming this week. I'll go live maybe, or I'll record a video, show you all some things I have. Maybe it will give you some ideas of items that you need for your emergency food supply and survival needs. And, I'll share those with you as well. Okay, anyone have any questions before I end the live stream? Any questions, comments? I'll give you all maybe another minute or so. Sometime I know it takes a while to type. But if anyone would like to leave a comment or ask a question, not only do I have my YouTube channel, but there are other YouTube channels that I watch. And, every now and then, sometime I may catch the people live. But it's good to have someone or watch someone, I feel like, who, is, who chooses to read your comments and respond directly to you. So if anyone has a question or comment, I can address them here. And again, I just want you to know that I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel, for tuning in and trusting me to share information with you. Okay, would anyone like to say anything in the comments? You all let me know. Okay, I do enjoy interacting with you all whenever I do go live, or even when I upload a video and I read your comments. I really, really appreciate your support. Okay. All right, a couple of more seconds. I'll see if anyone would like to say anything. Again, I want to say hello. Let me know where you all are watching from. I'm here in the state of Georgia, so anytime I see anything concerning a state of emergency for Florida, best believe that I'm tuned in. Okay. Again, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone in the state of Florida, surrounding states. I pray that no hurt, harm, or danger come upon your household or any of your family members, loved ones, places of business. Please get the things that you need, okay, while you can. All right, y'all. So if there are no questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. I've been very busy. I'm on the go today. Um, and I'll be going live again soon. Stay tuned. For those who subscribe to the channel, well, first I want to say welcome to my new subscribers. I also want to say thank you to my supporters. I want to say thank you to those who have been supporting the channel for quite some time now. I would encourage you to check the channel daily. I do upload videos each week, so please make sure that you check the channel daily. I have over 200, I think over 280 videos on the channel. So please feel free to check out the topics that I have discussed, and leave a comment. Let me know what you're seeing in your area concerning food shortages. Let me know how you're preparing, in what ways. You don't have to tell me everything, but what are some ways that you and your family are preparing for, in other words, what are some ways that you and your family are have been creating your emergency food supply as well as survival needs. Okay. All right, thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Please make sure that you like this video, whether you're watching now live or if you're watching by replay. Please make sure that you like this video, share this video. I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. I created this channel to be a source of news and information. We're living in a time now where there's so much information that's pushed out to us. A lot of times it's hard to understand and see, okay, what do they really want us to know? They told us this, they're telling us that, they changed the story. I thought it was something different. It's kind of hard. Do you all agree it's hard a lot of times to say, what do they really want us to know? Like, what's really going on? So I created this channel to be a source of news and information, to help us see, okay, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what they're saying. And we need to make a plan to protect, provide for, and prepare for what's currently happening and for what's to come. Okay. All right. Hi, Markeith Bankroll. Let's see. Markeith asked the question, was Ron DeSantis migrants flights legal? I've seen a lot of talks about that. And I actually made a comment about that here on the channel, but this is what I will say. Markeith, in my opinion, I understand the message that Governor DeSantis, as well as the governor of Texas, I understand the message that they're trying to send. There have been a lot of concerns regarding the crisis at our border. Some people have even said that it's like our borders are wide open. We have lots of people. At the end of the day, we call these people migrants, but they're still human at the end of the day. And in my video where I spoke about this, I basically said, we can't assume, or maybe we should not assume. I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just speaking in general. We shouldn't assume that all of these people are coming here for to do harm, right? There are some people who are coming because they're fleeing. Maybe it's a war-torn country, a natural disaster. There are some people who are legitimately coming because they want to seek a safer, better way of life for their families. And they're coming, they're coming into the U.S. through states such as Florida, Texas, maybe other areas, right? And the governors, the leadership of those states are saying that, hey, we don't have the resources, we don't have the housing to help all of these people that are coming in. Can someone help us? Help us. It's like they're crying out for help, basically, right? The governors, the leadership of these states, okay? And so I see the message. I understand the message they're trying to send by saying, hey, if you won't help us, we're going to send them by bus, by airplane. We're going to send them to where you are, and then maybe you will do something to help us, right? But then the most recent question that I asked was, I don't know, it just started to look weird to me. And I was saying, are they really going about it the right way? Because at the end of the day, whether they can speak the English language or not, they're still human, right? They're still human beings. And it's just, I don't know, it's just starting to look weird to me now. Okay, it's looking weird to me that these people, whether they, and I don't know if they're being told or not, hey, I don't know what they're telling them in order for them to get on the bus or get on the plane and go to a completely different area, right? I don't know what they're being told. But it's starting to look weird because it's like, okay, when is enough enough? Like, it just looks weird. Do you understand what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on that, Marquise? So I can't say just yet whether I think it's legal. I would say that it seems like, you know, they're being sent rather than leave them in a bad situation. Like, for example, in the state of Florida, they're saying, okay, we're going to put you on this bus, send you to whatever other city or state, Chicago. What are some other areas? Chicago, Martha's Vineyard, New York City, other areas, you know. But then again, when they get to those cities, I don't know what kind of living situation or arrangements have been made. I don't know. You know, I think there needs to be some procedures in place to help those people, to help the people who are coming for whatever reason. You know, certainly there's always concerns about safety and security, because we don't want people who are coming here who are able to come here to do harm. But there just needs to be some procedures in place. And I think that, you know, our country under our current administration, our country has our hands in so many different pots, so many different other situations that it seems like, why would we be involved in that? I'm really speaking about, you know, other events overseas, such as the war in Ukraine. It seems like that, hey, you know, we need to address what's going on at the border. But that was a good question, Markeith. I know I said a lot, but I hope that I was able to answer your question. I don't know. I wouldn't say, I don't know that I know enough to say whether it's legal or illegal, but I did say recently that it's starting to look weird because it's like, okay, are they just going to keep sending them by bus? And do they even have the right to do that? It just looks weird to me. Okay, Grape Jelly. Hello, Grape Jelly had a comment. It's unfair to those coming legally and all the homelessness and all the, I'm sorry, let me start over. I want to make sure I read your question. Grape Jelly shared, it's unfair to those coming legally and all the homeless we already aren't taken care of. Now, you said a lot then. That is so true. You know, when you look at places like LA, I believe it's called, is it Skid Row? You know, even in my area, in other cities, you know, there are so many, the homeless population is steadily increasing to the point where they are shutting down homeless. You know, they're moving them. They're, you know, I don't know if you are in your area, but in my particular area, I've seen where there are like tents set up. It's like an encampment, basically. It's like a homeless camp. I hope I'm using the right term, but they're even doing away with those. And I don't know, you know, where they're putting them, but you know, there needs to be something done to help those people who are homeless. Okay. Grape Jelly also said, everyone knows most people are coming for the right reasons, although many are not. Okay. Grape Jelly also shared, not to mention a good percentage of them end up never paying taxes while using public services. Okay. Unfair to everyone else paying over 25% in taxes. You know, unfortunately, people like you and I, tax-paying citizens, you know, we're going to have to, you know, unfortunately, we're going to have to, our pockets are going to be taxed to fund services like that. And I believe, I may be wrong, but even with the crisis at the border, I do believe that we, again, tax-paying citizens, we're paying the price for that as well. Okay, thank you all so much for your questions. Anyone else have a question or comment? Again, I want to say thank you all so much for supporting the channel. I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. If you somehow found my video and you're new to the channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe and stay connected with me whenever I do upload new content every week. Okay? All right, I'll wait and see if there are any more comments that come through. I want to say thank you all so much again for supporting the channel right here on Andrea Speaks TV. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. I think I responded to all of the comments. If anyone had anything that they wanted to add, please let me know. Also, you know, there's so much going on now in the world. If you have some news in your area, maybe local news that you want to that you would like for me to share here on the channel, feel free to email me. My email is AndreaSpeaksTV@gmail.com. That's AndreaSpeaksTV, the name of the channel, AndreaSpeaksTV@gmail.com. Okay. All right. I'm in New Jersey, a sanctuary state, and work with illegal immigrants, very hardworking people, but they drive out legal citizens of the industry because they are willing to take less pay since no taxes. You know, I have heard that before, and I could see that happening. You know, a lot of places, I know even in my area, I had a chance to speak with an organization that assists refugees, people seeking certain statuses here who are coming from war-torn countries, areas where there have been natural disasters. For whatever reason, people have had to flee their country even before, you know, the whole crisis at the border. And a lot of these organizations, and Grape Jelly, let me know if your organization is one of them, if you're seeing the same thing, or if you agree or disagree. A lot of these organizations right now are overwhelmed. Okay, their resources are limited as well. And even in some cases, their budgets have been cut, and they're doing the best that they can to, you know, service as many migrants, refugees as they can with the resources that they do have. So it's definitely put a strain on the organizations that have been around for many years, and they're still trying to help people. Let me know if that's what you're seeing as well. So thank you so much for your question and your comments. Everyone is hurting right now. Inflation is making the American dream an impossibility in New Jersey. Yes, yes. You know, New Jersey, if I'm correct, the cost of living is much higher. And I think we're all feeling it. We're all feeling that, Grape Jelly. It's not just, I know it may be hard. It may be very challenging in New Jersey. But even in the state of Georgia, where I am, all across the country, people are really feeling it. So, you know, I hope that, I know the Fed recently raised interest rates 3/4 of a percentage point, I believe, this most recent time. And I don't know if these are real solutions to fighting inflation, or if it's a solution to only making times tougher. So again, I want us all to stay encouraged. Do your research. You know, there are opportunities, and you can do your research on this as well. There are opportunities that people can take advantage of during times of recession. Do you all believe that we're in a recession? More and more people feel like, with the recent talks and actions by you know, Chairman Jerome Powell, and the organization that he represents, more and more people feel like those actions are leading us further and further into a recession. And I've even heard talks that it could be a depression. So, I encourage everyone to do their research. And make wise choices. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see. Okay. Absolutely. Already in a recession. We're in for a rough time. They have no choice but to raise rates into 2023. We will see unemployment. Hold on just a minute. Sometimes the comments disappear. We will see unemployment rise and the quality of jobs dwindle. Yes. Speaking of unemployment, many companies I'm seeing are, some of it's not just small companies, larger companies are laying off workers. And I did a video on the channel some months ago. Believe it or not, a lot of companies are hiring robots to do the job. Replacing human labor. So, but that's definitely a concern. I asked the question, is there a layoff, hiring freeze and a layoff and unemployment crisis that is looming? All right, y'all. So again, I want to say thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Please do me a favor. Like this video, share this video with your family members and friends. For everyone who is watching, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Stay connected. You all see this. Hey, I always say that my channel is interactive. I like to, talk to you all and get your feedback and ideas. I'm always looking to get better here on the channel. I've had my channel since 2021. And I shared that I shared that my husband inspired me to create the channel. I used to have the same talks that I'm having with you all, I had with him, and he was like, you know what, you need to, tell other people, what and he really believes in what I'm doing. So I was inspired to create the channel, and my goal is that, I share news and information to help you take action, to empower you, and I hope that there's something or some things that I have said that will help you make a plan to protect and provide for your family during the current times that we live in and even in the future. Okay. Oh, Grape Jelly, thank you so much. God bless you as well. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, you were recommended this channel. Wow, awesome. That's a blessing. So I hope that you all be blessed. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family. Stay encouraged. We're going to get through the times that we're living in. It's going to be a challenge, for some, but those of us who prepare, stay prayerful. I am a woman of faith myself. Stay prayerful, stay encouraged, know who and whose you are, and we're going to be all right, y'all. Okay. Let me see. Markeith had a comment. Florida has a secret surveillance system at toll roads tracking you and your car. Oh my goodness, Markeith. I just recently, not recently, but a few months back over the summer, I went through some tolls, but I was in a rental car, so I don't know how that works. Wow, I'm definitely gonna have to do some research on that and report on that on the channel. I wonder what they're surveilling. It's really about control, ain't it, y'all? All right, y'all take care. Thank you so much for tuning in, taking time out of your Saturday evening to support me here on the channel. Again, I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you can stay connected with me as I bring you news and commentary you can use. If you have any topics that you would like for me to cover, if you have news in your local area, or if you have questions about things that are going on now, you can email me at AndreaSpeaksTV@gmail.com. Again, my email is AndreaSpeaksTV@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Be blessed, take care, and thank you so much. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.